Greetings, it's Andy here again with another video, and this is my sort of regular monthly roundup of new release albums I've bought during the previous month. So focus is intended to be on brand new releases, new music, but where there's a notable reissue that I've bought, then I'll bring that into play here, and that's relevant today because not only is it a notable reissue, it's an amazing value, an amazing quality box set. But I'll come to that in a minute, because June, and obviously here we are at the beginning of July, so this is my recap on June. I've been really busy doing stuff and totally neglected my record collecting and listening, to be honest. So I only actually got one new release album during June, which is unusual for me. I do try and manage it a little bit, but anyway, my one and only, I'll just highlight very briefly. It's an album by Baxter Dury. Sort of take it out of its cover. But for those who don't know Baxter Dury, he's the son of Ian Dury. And for those who can vaguely remember Ian Dury's famous album New Boots and Panties, and the cover of it, there's a picture of Ian in front of a shop with a young lad who looks about sort of 7 or 8, leaning against the wall, against the window, and that little boy is indeed Baxter Dury, who's now a 50-something gruff-voiced singer of sorts. He's been producing music, not necessarily always well-known music for quite a long time now, and I've got quite a few of his stuff, only a couple on vinyl and a couple of CDs and some digital. I like him, but he's not everyone's cup of tea. He doesn't really sing as such. He sort of intones in a gruff voice, and I quite like it, and I tend to listen to actually what he's saying slightly more. He always has female backing vocal who tend to do the singing with him. Music is good. It's not exactly it's not rap, and it's not exactly reciting poetry. So it's a sort of its own thing, but it is essentially an intonement, which I quite like. It's a single album called I Thought I Was Better Than You, and this particular version is a Rough Trade special, which apparently is the blue is unique. I didn't know that, but it's resplendent in a sort of slightly semi-transparent, not mostly opaque, lovely blue colour. Sort of almost a cobalt blue, possibly.
But you said nothing. Just off chirping that alcoholic, and everyone says yeah, and I sometimes say yeah, and all the posh kids go yeah.
So anyway, not a lot to say about that. It's a decent album. I don't think it's going to appear in my top 10 come the end of the year, but it will be it'll be up there somewhere. So anyway, to my notable reissue, shall we say, and it's not even a new reissue. It was something which came to my attention from a friend on Facebook, Captain Alan Cawthorne, who runs a record collector Facebook group called Vinyl Freaks, so check that out. He did a little unpacking video on his channel or on his group, unpacking Black Sabbath Volume 4 Super Deluxe box set. And I watched this and thought, and he said it was around 60 quid from Amazon. And I thought, blimey, that's good for a box set. They typically go for over £100. So, for example, one I would have liked, had it been more reasonable value, I spotted the other day, was Public Images Limited's Metal Box, a release box set. I think there were 3 LPs or something like that in the sort of movie reel tin can. £163 I don't think so. So I had a look at this, and sure enough, I think it was a little bit over 60. I think it was about 65, but that included delivery on Prime. So I ordered it, and it's taken weeks to arrive. It finally arrived about 2 or 3 weeks ago, mid-June. And I've only in the last week, to be honest, got round to, because I've been that busy doing other stuff, got round to listening to it. And boy, is it good. There's 5 LPs in here, plus other stuff which I'll show you. And the quality of the mastering and the quality of the pressing is absolutely exemplary. So there's not a crackle or a click on here. It is up there with the sort of what do they call it? MoFi type audiophile pressings. Really, really good and great value. As I say, it was about 65 quid with delivery. And I only have my version of this that I've got is a sort of nondescript 80s reissue, and this is brilliant. So what have we got in here? Well, it comes with the usual sort of booklet. This is a hardback book. Lots of pages in there, all the usual writings, history, cuttings and stuff like that. I've scanned it, I've not really read it yet, but looks very nice quality. Big poster, Snowblind, which I think is the opening track on side 2 of volume 4. And then it's got a remaster, so we go through it very quickly. It's got a remaster of the original album. And as I say, it's the original album, but it's beautifully remastered, beautifully pressed, absolutely superb. And then there's a couple of LPs of outtakes, new mixes, alternative takes, all that usual stuff. Now, normally I'm sort of like, I always considered that to be slightly filler, and usually I don't always necessarily listen to it, but on the basis of listening, I've only listened to one side of these 2 LPs so far, and it's really good. And when I then read the detail, these have all been mixed. They're all new, never released before, and they've all been mixed specially by Stephen Wilson. So, it's had some attention to detail from a master. So, and there's some fun background stuff in there. So 2 LPs, which are really good. So that's 3 LPs there. And then to finish, there is an absolutely superb double live album, live in the UK in 1973. So this was sort of recorded on their 73 tour. And it's got, and again, as live album goes, this is really good. I was a little bit concerned at the beginning. If it's not been released before, what's the recording going to be like? And anyway, it's been the recording and the mastering and the pressing is superb. It's right up there with quality live albums. Obviously, it's got some volume 4 stuff on there, but also other stuff. So Tomorrow's Dreams, Sweet Leaf, War Pigs finishes the first side. Then you've got Snowblind, Killing Yourself to Live, even Cornucopia on side 8. Side 9 is Wicked World with lots of guitar solos and variations in there. And then the final side, Supernaut with the obligatory drum solo. Well, if it's not, it wouldn't be. You wouldn't have a good drummer not doing a drum solo in the 70s. Reprise of Wicked World, Embryo, Children of the Grove, Grave even. And it finishes with the encore, Paranoid. Absolutely superb. So I'm really chuffed with that. It's one which, because it was really decent value for it, and there was a lot in there, I thought, right, I'm going to give this a go, particularly as I didn't have an original volume 4. I'd only got this sort of bit of a crappy reissue. So great value. Actually, when it finally came, one of the reasons why it took forever, it actually came from Italy. So work that one out, with free delivery. So anyway, there we go. That's my 2 albums, sort of one box set and one new release that I bought during June. I expect, based on what I've already got on order, that July will be business as usual again. So hope that was all right. Thanks for listening. Cheers.